Okay. This or not this. Okay, we're gonna pause. So I thought that the two of you were a perfect match, that Rachel, with all her knowledge, could really interview you and connect with you and get something really valuable for our audience, not just people in the industry, but also people, the public at large. So that is the intention. I am not going to be, I don't think I should be at the beginning. I think that maybe at the end I could welcome you, or maybe at the beginning I can welcome you, but I wanted to have something different because I have been interviewing and actually, let me tell you, I'm so exhausted doing other things that to do interviews, you have to prepare who is in front of you, right? And it has been a little bit challenging for me because I go to sleep really late, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm doing, graphics with people across the world. So anyways, That's my story. So let's do this. And we're just going to start recording. We're just going to start recording with Rachel welcoming you.
I think before we get started, there's two questions. One is, how are we going to show Carolyn's slides? Because she prepared some slides for us. So what's the best way to get those up on the screen and recorded?
Okay. And Caroline, do you have your slides with you that you want to go with them and open your screen and do the slideshow and go over them? And
I could open my do a share screen and show them. I definitely could do that, but I didn't know, you know, how you wanted to do it. I wasn't sure if there was somebody else that would be going through the, you know, clicking through, or whether it would be me. So either is fine. That's for sure. Either is absolutely fine.
Yeah. Do you know Amanda Catamol?
No.
Okay. So she did a presentation yesterday, and it was very natural to share the screen. Maybe we should acknowledge that this is not a professional studio or things like that, and this is a work of love. Yeah, and also that it is natural to do what you need to do with your computer. So just go ahead, feel comfortable, use the time that you have prepared, and don't go past the whole entire thing. Don't go past 28.5. 28 minutes.
Oh gosh, I think that the question and answer and the slide, I mean, I think it's less more than.
Oh yeah.
Much less.
Yeah, we expected, Sandra, so maybe you can just, I think we both had a little confusion as to where this material is going. Because like, I know that there's there's, you know, really possibly three parts to this. One is the broadcast, two is the webinar jam, and then is there also like a place that people who are watching the television broadcast can just go and see her presentation that's not live? Like, can we just so when we're doing this, we're clear as to who the different audience is and how it's being used?
You know, this is the craziness of producing just an idea and not even knowing what is it how it's going to come out, but we're just going for it. So thank you for bringing those questions, and thank you for, you know, rolling with the punches, as they say, rolling with the punches with me, because the TV each segment is 8 minutes. So Caroline and you both have 4 minutes, 3 in some, almost 4, let's say 3.5, 3.75, right? And then, Rachel, you are going to invite people to go to the website and continue watching the coverage of this segment. Any way you want to say it. Okay.
So do we stop in the middle? I mean, do we like stop talking and say, hey, go to the website, and then we keep going? Or do we just do the whole thing and that gets inserted somewhere?
Yeah. And that is very, very fair to clarify, because what I have been saying is you do your summary. There is a summarized interview. And what you're going to do with your summarized interview is you're going to talk about the points that then you're going to develop in the rest of the conversation. So if you're going to talk about, let's say, circular economy or circular fashion, don't put it all in the first summarize, because then you don't have anything else to say about the other topics that you are going to cover on the rest of the recording. So what I've been saying is the summarized interview is what you are going to, even your slides, if you start with your slides telling the audience which are the points that you're going to cover in that PowerPoint.
My slideshow isn't like that.
Let me see, so I
Yeah.
can have an idea, and maybe
Well, since I
can
didn't
guide you.
know, I mean, right, we just went through and we did, I think that, you know, I'm trying to think, Rachel, you have, is it 6 questions?
We have, yes, in total 6 questions, and we have 10 slides.
Right, we have 10 slides, and you got the new slides, yeah, Rachel, this morning?
I did, thank you.
Okay.
Yes. And so,
Yeah.
and I
Did
have
you
our little
prepare,
printed out.
and it's perfect for the second part. Did you prepare the summarized interview that I've been talking about?
I don't.
Well, we prepared, I wasn't clear that there was a summarized interview. I was clear on there was the first 4 minutes, and if you go longer, you find a stopping point, was what I had understood, and then you continue the rest of the interview telling people they can go to the website. That was what I understood. Rachel, what about you?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you and I were trying to prepare this, was to say, okay,
So what would be the best way that you could say, okay, I am going to summarize this in the conversation with all of the questions that you did. And if you were to have a summarized conversation of it all, and then invite people to continue into that, developing those conversations in a more, you know, at a more detailed or in-depth. So then that is what when you do and you say, well, this is all we have for now, but I would like to invite you to continue watching this conversation. Just go to sfsfwi.org for a full coverage of Caroline's presentation. Or,
you know, Caroline, I think maybe we could get through the first 5 slides, and then we get more into the nitty-gritty of like why leather, the new outsole.
I think that's fine.
Just do the first 5 slides, and then
do the first 5.
Yep, and then we'll say if you'd like
that makes
to
sense.
watch the remainder of this interview, we invite you to, and it's going to be at the.
It would be before the leather, after the. What did we do differently to make the bendy? Is that what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking. Like right before we talk about, I noticed that Bendy uses leather, not vegan leather. So maybe we stop before that one. We just basically end with, you know, really talking about your own manufacturing process and then we'll.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so after I finish answering the question about how the shoes are made or whatever that is, then we can go there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I think that's fine. Okay.
all solved. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So it's because you prepare, so you know exactly where you're going. So that's really great.
Okay.
And who is taking time? Who is doing the timing? In your phone, you have the chronometer. I think that's the way I do it. So because I can text you, but then you are in the conversation. So maybe, do you have an idea, Caroline? What are you doing there? You're doing something.
Right now, I'm just looking at my phone to see if I can do a timer on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
So that I can see it running. I guess I can do that. I'm just looking at, I guess I could run the stopwatch.
So we should run the stopwatch until essentially it would be 8 minutes total, right? For us to do this whole back and forth, and then we just continue on.
No, the summarize, you have 4 minutes.
Okay.
Right.
For the summary is 4 minutes. And then you can go up to 30 minutes or 28 minutes, I said.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So all of the videos are the same length, give and take. Some of them came out, one person without a presentation yesterday came out in 20 minutes. So, that's fine, because we're going to put that video on the website, and so people can just look at the rest of the conversation if they want to know more. right? And, oh, this conversation is so interesting. Oh, I want to know more. And then you say, well, we do have some more for you, and just go to fsfwi.org for, and then on the homepage, I'm going to have something that goes straight into all of the conversations, and then all of those will have a link to the real video.
Okay, to the full video.
Yeah.
To the full video. Okay.
So you need to wrap up, Rachel, around 3.5 minutes.
Okay, well, so we're just doing a back and forth Q&A. So is it 4 minutes for each of us, or 4 minutes total? Because so the way that we're doing it is I'm asking her a question, she's going through some slides, I'm asking her a follow-up question, she's going through some slides. So it's a holistic, between the two of us, a conversation. It's not like speaking for 3 minutes and then she's speaking. So is it in total 8 minutes for the two of us together, or is it 4 minutes for?
Okay. So on television, we have very little time, and we're putting 29 speakers in 3 days of half-hour shows.
Yes.
We are 29 people. And each show has 3 pizza pies, put it that way, okay? In between the pizza pies, there's some visual content, and each pizza pie is 8 minutes. So you get 4 minutes. There's two interviews, 2 different moderators in this 8-minute segment. So Caroline, with her topic and her conversation and slides, she's taking 4 minutes of the TV show to present her conversation. And then, Rachel, you're going to invite people to continue watching the developing of this conversation at sfsfwi.org.
Okay.
So we have 4 minutes, Rachel, and then we continue for the rest of the time.
Thank you. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So to be clear on that transition, there's a transition. We don't stop. When Rachel says to people, and if you want to continue watching sfsfwi.org, then she's going to say, please wait 1 second, okay, 1 or 2 seconds. And then you say, Caroline, so let's continue with the next slide you have, that they have been very interesting. And then pop up the next question. And then you continue until you finish all of your questions and answers.
Okay.
Okay? So
we need to share, I guess I'm going to share my screen.
Do you want to do that?
Well, I'm just going to, I need to get to that point so that I can be there at a screen sharing. So just a moment.
Caroline, can I ask you a quick question, which is, how do I pronounce your last name?
My name properly?
Yes.
It's I know, it's a tricky one. It's Carolyn.
Carolyn.
And it's Carolyn Baere is my last name.
Okay.
Baere. I know, it looks more confusing than it actually is, to be honest.
This morning I was like, Baere.
Oh, I know, exactly. People are always, it's the same with everybody. Don't worry about that. Okay. So
I have okay, whenever you're ready, I have a question for you, Carolyn.
Yes.
Okay. So what I noticed from here as a viewer is that you have progressive lens glasses.
I know.
Your
it's
chin is
going.
And
I know, it's tricky. I've been trying to figure out what I should do, because my glasses are also it also looks like they are there's glare, I noticed.
The glare, it doesn't matter. What I see is that your chin goes up. Your chin goes up because of the lower part. So I don't know, sometimes my progressive lenses, what I do, I put them kind of higher, like going higher, right? So the two sides kind of go above my ears, so I can have the progressive more comfortably. So I don't know. Sometimes they're not too tight.
Well, and then they slip down, right?
They slip
I
down.
know.
That's right. Okay, so just be mindful that maybe when somehow, you know, impulses just go a little bit down and go up again, you know, so it is not all the time up, 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 right? Just a little detail. It doesn't look bad, but it makes you tense.
Right, which I'm not.
Yeah, and you're not, of course. So I know you. So, but anyway, so that's what I'm telling you. So intense. No, just like, you know, maybe you can see it, you know, read it sideways, and then you go up again, and you know, just kind of have some movements, and it's more natural.
Okay.
Okay.
No worries.
No worries at all. You guys look great. Okay. All right. Very good. So, I am going to. Okay.
So what do we,
Okay, wait a second. I see, Rachel, you should have your name instead of Fashion Law Studio, because you're coming as an executive director, or you want Fashion Law Studio, but.
No. I don't see, where do you see that?
it's your name under your, like, where you, on your screen that has your, your image. It says Fashion Law Studio.
That's interesting. That's, yeah, that's my, we're doing,
That's all right, no worries. Can you go into the little
job? It's my third job. The other thing I'm working on. Yeah.
That's great. Send me the logo. Okay, so we'll put your logo as well. And Caroline, did you send your logo?
I don't remember. I need to double check. I think I did. There was that whole list of stuff. So I think I think so.
Okay, I'll check. If not, I'll let you know. So, Rachel, in your little box,
incubator, San Francisco, or just my name?
Your name, please.
My name. Okay.
Yeah. So people know you, who you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And how do you pronounce your last name? Fischbein?
Fischbein.
Fischbein. Thank you for that. Okay, very good. So, April 4th, Carolyn and Rachel, is all yours.
Okay.
So I have a question though about sharing my screen. Should I just hit share my screen when it comes that time, or what would you like me to do?
What I would like you to do is to be very comfortable and open your screen when it's time, and Rachel doesn't have a question or whatever, then you start sharing your slides.
Well, because when I put it on slideshow, I no longer can see the Zoom meeting.
Yes, you will, on the side.
I don't. I just did it and I don't.
Okay, so I want you to go to the top right corner and it says gallery view.
Hold on.
And I would like for you to share your screen.
Speaker view, and then there's gallery view.
And share your screen now so you can have that practice.
All right, so I'm just gonna go from all, yeah, see, when I put this on, it takes up my entire screen. The slideshow does. I do not have a gallery view.
Okay, because you are in full screen, the whole entire, it doesn't have to be in full screen, I don't think. That's odd. I'm not sure how can we do that. But you don't need to see, because Rachel is not going to do or say anything to you or make any signal.
Well, she's going to be asking me questions. But,
she's going to come this, oh, I see.
Yeah, so we're doing it like as she's speaking, I'm going to be asking her questions throughout it. So that way it's more conversational and not just feeling
Okay.
like one.
Now I get it. So you are not going with your presentation all the way.
It's a question and answer.
And okay, so what are we going to do? Now I understand. Thank you for saying that. Because in that case, I think the best way is that we insert those slides. Question number 1, when I'm talking about this and this and that.
Well, I did that
1.
in the script I sent this morning.
So
the script,
I haven't seen it.
The script I sent this morning had slide.
What happened?
Yeah, we lost her.
This question, slide 2 and 3 are for this question. Slide 4 is for this question. Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, me too.
Can you hear me okay or no?
You were freezing.
Yeah, can you hear me or no?
We can hear you.
Oh, I did. Okay, I hadn't frozen earlier, so I'm not sure.
No, you were just fine before. No
Okay,
problem.
I was. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's the only question really becomes I had done slides that correspond to the questions, and easy enough, I can just go through. And you all, I don't know if you all, when you do your editing, can put in the slides to go with what we're talking about.
Yeah,
which is,
yeah, we will do that.
best.
Yeah,
I think that would be great.
We'll do that. So the conversation doesn't stop, and the only thing is it's going to stop at around the 3.5 minutes, and Rachel is going to go in and direct people to the website for the rest of the conversation, and that will be the end. And say thank you for being here. You tell something to Caroline, and Caroline, if you want to reply, you say something or not, but it has to be taga taga ta. And then silence for 3 seconds. I'm asking 3 seconds. One.
Okay.
And then we're going to say, oh, how was that for you? Okay. So I'm going to time it as well.
I just want to make sure I have the website correct.
Can you, I mean, since we can see.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, Sandra, I mean, since we can see you on the screen while we're talking, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to disappear. You'll still be there, right?
I am here, but I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to stop my video.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Or just mute myself. I'm going to mute myself. So you're not going to see me. I already put my screen out, but I am here listening to you. And also I am doing the timing. So I know exactly, I'm going to write down, okay, Caroline and Rachel, first part, 3 minutes 58, because I need to give that information to my editor. So with that being said, we are going to insert the slides, and you sent all of that, the script. So that's really great. Yeah. Helpful.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, because it could just be that, you can see us talking and then you can show the slides for, 5-10 seconds at that point, and so we can see both us and the slides rather than it being only slides that are shown. I think that's better.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking at having all slides. The slides are supporting the conversation.
Right, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
So actually I don't want so many slides, because if not, it is a PowerPoint presentation. But I really want to, suggest that both of you are very nice people, and we want to be welcoming. We're not professionals in front of cameras. I am not professional in lighting. My glasses are, full of these whatever. My house is dark here. It's super,
well, it's a rainy day.
It's a gloomy day, right? So, or gloomy day, I should say. Yes. Okay, I'll let you. What is your question, Rachel?
Oh, I just wanted to confirm the website. So it's sfsfwi.org.
Yeah, like San Francisco, sfsfwi.org.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I got that right. Okay.
Yeah. Great. Okay. All right, ladies.
Okay.
And actually, one more question, quick. If we think we need to do it twice just to make sure we get it the flow right, everything, is that okay? Can we do?
Actually, I have,
because this will be our first time ever doing it, or no?
we have probably 10 minutes after 2 or 15 minutes at the most. Actually it's Rachel's at 2:30. So
Yeah.
we could.
You mean you have 15 minutes right now?
No,
or
no, no.
you have 15 minutes after 2?
No, don't worry about it. You just finish it up in about half hour, and then you are just talking about something that you are an expert in. So Rachel is really good at being focused. So it's a perfect combination.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Shall I just take a breath and get ourselves into it?
Go for it.
Just say 1, 2, 3, wait 3 seconds, and then start.
Okay, let me get my timer ready to go.
Okay.
Hello, I'm here with Carolyn Baere. She is the co-founder and designer of Bendy Shoes. Hi, Carolyn.
Hey,
Carolyn,
hello.
hi. Can you tell us a bit about your professional journey in the fashion industry and what led you to sustainable footwear?
Absolutely. In 1986, my footwear fashion career started at Esprit in San Francisco. And, at that time, little did I realize that 33 years later, I'd still be in this industry and I'd have the opportunity to co-found the Bendy. We're a sustainable footwear brand manufactured locally in California. And we're working on reducing our carbon footprint, just like I'm personally working to do the same. I'm taking short trips to LA now, working via Skype and Zoom versus making 2 to 6 trips per year to overseas places like I used to. For almost 30 years, I've witnessed what fast fashion has done to our environment, our planet, and, developing samples, sales samples, product development, production, and just looked at all of that waste. There's an Australian coalition that did an analysis, and their report showed that 30% of apparel that's manufactured is never even bought. It's crazy. And $93 million a year were spent in 2019 on footwear alone. And I just think about the waste that goes with that, and the waste that goes in producing that is incredible. So people weren't paying attention to the excess, the waste, and I feel like a lot of people still aren't, and it's time to take care of that.
How did you and your co-founder come up with the idea for Bendy Shoes?
Well, first start with the fact that 30 pounds of carbon emissions are produced to make 1 pair of sneakers. It's like leaving a light bulb on for 7 days, 168 hours. I think about that, and I knew that if footwear was going to make a change, we were going to reduce those numbers, we had to do something, and we could. And just traditional manufacturing has held us back for so many years. So 2.5 years ago, my friend Mary Sue, who I worked with at Esprit, called me and said, "Hey, Carolyn, we've both been in footwear for about 30 years. What can we do? Are you free to get together and talk about an idea that I have?" So I said, absolutely. We wanted to break tradition. And, where so many people see barriers to making sustainable footwear or making footwear or apparel locally, we saw an amazing opportunity. And I love that. So we sat outside, warm sunny day in Mill Valley, and over a glass of lemonade, the Bendy was born.
Wow. And what did you decide to do differently in the Bendy manufacturing process?
What we ended up doing is using 7 components, 7 pieces to make the Bendy. So you think about that average sneaker I was talking about. that's 25 to 30 components that are used. So you think about how many times more. It's more materials traveling all over the world, overseas. It's more waste producing those materials. It's the carbon emissions from them traveling all over the place. So come locally, use, 75 to 80% less materials, and you're reducing your carbon emissions. And then personally, I'm not going to Asia anymore. I'm not taking those 2 to 6 trips a year. I'm going to LA from time to time, doing a lot with technology. And, the other thing was, it takes our shoes 2 days to get here by truck. I know brands over the years that I personally worked with where it's 21 to 28 days to get them here by sea. It's about 14 days by air. We've reduced our lead times, which is amazing for the consumer. We're not making samples anymore. We're, in some cases, like colors like black, we're just going straight to production. So it's an amazing opportunity. Direct to consumer has led to way more savings in samples. It's a win-win, I think.
Well, thank you, Carolyn. Viewers, if you'd like to tune into the rest of our conversation, you can head over to the San Francisco Sustainable Fashion Week International website. That's sfsfwi.org. Okay, so Carolyn, to continue our conversation, I noticed that
Yes.
Bendy uses leather, not a vegan leather alternative. Can you tell us why you're using leather in your sustainable footwear?
Absolutely. Leather is a bio-based natural material. Natural materials that are bio-based renew in 1 to 5 years. The leather that we're using is naturally tanned, and it does regenerate or renew. You look at oil-based materials, synthetic fibers, plastic bottles that people are using in shoes. You're wearing plastic on your feet. It's not breathable. You're using a material that is not sustainable, that will never decompose. Even those plastic recycled bottles won't, when they're made into something else. So I believe that natural bio-based materials that are breathable and mold to the shape of your foot are an amazing product to use. That's leather. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we're doing, which I absolutely love with the Bendy, is using dead stock leather. So there are leather warehouses in Los Angeles, about 3 miles from our factory. I can go there, shuffle through the leather, and somebody else's overproduction, something that's going to go to landfill, the color of the Bendy. The snake print here was something I found in the back of a warehouse. Wow. And was able to get over to the factory, 0 transportation, and saving it from landfill.
Now I understand. That makes a lot of sense, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think so too, for sure.
About the unique outsole that you're developing, that sounded really exciting when we chatted.
Yeah, we're super excited about it. We are working with a company that makes a sugar cane based compound, mm-hmm. and we're able to use it. We are in the middle of making molds, and we're going to be launching that in the fall of 2020. We're excited to introduce it to our customers. Yeah.
That is coming up soon in terms of the fashion calendar.
Yes.
And one thing that I want to close down our conversation with is you've been in this industry for quite some time. What words of wisdom would you share about sustainability with consumers who love fashion and also up-and-coming sustainable fashion designers?
That's a great question and a great way to close, I think. For everyone, imagine seeing blue skies every day. I think about that. Maybe like me, you saw those images that came out from China that NASA published. And you saw photos being taken of before and after, with the factories being closed down for several weeks. So, NASA said that pollution was down due to the COVID-19 virus keeping people at home. So it gives me hope that if we can address some of our impact and look at some of that we can slow the cadence of fast fashion. And I believe it's possible. I want everybody to be able to see blue skies and stars everywhere. For designers, sourcing and manufacturing sustainable fashion, it's a marathon. It is not a sprint. I look at the perfect example is the footbed that we started out with when we, made the bendy. The first footbed was 5% eco content. And that was it. It was super cushioned, wonderful, but that was it. And with each production in the past 18 months, we've been able to get to 45% eco content. That is 9 times what we started with, which is amazing to me. I'm thrilled. And, we have customers like a woman, Stephanie, who said, I feel like I'm wearing a pillow, I'm walking on pillows. And that's the kind of response that we want. And for designers everywhere, it's something that happens one step at a time. The bendy, we're taking small, steady steps to impact an industry that is rooted in fast fashion. Just as everyone is doing their part right now with COVID-19, the pandemic, everyone is slowing down. They're staying home. We are impacting what's happening to the global population by staying at home. And I am hopeful that the Bendy footwear brand, with sustainable manufacturing, making shoes in California, that we are able to take our small part towards sustainable fashion and, lowering our global carbon footprint. And I hope that, everybody jumps on board.
Thank you so much, Carolyn, for all of this amazing advice and for talking to us about your journey. For viewers out there who are interested in purchasing a pair of these amazing foot pillows, you can head over to the Ashbury Skies online store and you'll find the Bendy shoes there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. And thanks to Sustainable Fashion Week, too.
How is that for you, ladies?
Hard to tell. I mean, it seemed okay. How long was the first segment there?
Rachel, did you?
I was timing. I think we went a little over. I think it was closer to almost 5 minutes. So
was the first section, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little over. So I don't know if there's something that can be done in.
Definitely. Definitely, because people, that's what it is. When we have a studio, which we cannot use, is closed, right? Or I am in front of you, I would have a digital clock where exactly how much time do you have. But I have learned through the interviews that while the other person is talking, then I can look at what I need to look, because my image is not showing, and I'm learning that, because usually I am the guest in one meeting or a webinar. I don't know this part, right? So it's a learning curve.
Yeah,
right. It's exciting.
Let me stop the